The film is set in a post-apocalyptic present where Earth's atmosphere has become toxic. Most humans have fled the planet to live on a space station near Io, a moon of Jupiter. Sam Walden is one of the few humans remaining on Earth. She lives alone at a high altitude where the air is still breathable, trying to raise bees that can survive in the atmosphere. Her intent is to use the bees to eventually clean the air via the pollination of oxygen-producing plants. Her long-distance boyfriend, who lives on the Io station, urges her to leave Earth on the last shuttle from the planet. The film commences with a voiceover from Sam Walden. She describes Earth's condition and how the planet's atmosphere became inhospitable for humans, stating that the Earth's atmosphere has not just been heated by climate change, but turned into poison. She mentions that Exodus, a mission to colonize Jupiter's satellite, was launched, which included thousands of spacecraft. Initially, we see Sam clad in a filter mask and other specialized suits in an abandoned warehouse, where she retrieves a valve. As she stows the valve in her bag, she notices something unusual in the water pooled on the floor. She then logs into her audio recording device and reports the presence of small larvae in the water. She ignites a lighter to assess the toxicity of the atmosphere, which she describes as severely hazardous. She then collects water samples for testing. Later, Sam exits the warehouse and ventures into the street. There, she observes changes in the color of plants. Suddenly, her breathing device emits a beep, indicating that her oxygen levels are low, so she hastily rushes to her vehicle and replenishes the oxygen. Subsequently, Sam drives through picturesque landscapes until she arrives at her base. Upon reaching her base, she passes through a sanitization booth. It's also evident that she doesn't need to wear a mask to breathe inside the base. Sam then takes a shower and sends a message to her partner, Elon. Sam informs Elon about the discoveries she has made so far, including new species surviving in the atmosphere. Following this, Elon responds to Sam, commending her for her discoveries and suggesting she leave Earth as soon as possible with her father. Elon also mentions that the last remaining pocket of air on Earth is depleting rapidly, so she must board one of the Exodus flights promptly. Later, Sam listens to a recording on her tape, which contains Dr. Harry Walden's old messages regarding Earth's condition. It appears that Sam listens to these recordings for guidance. Later, Sam is depicted carrying out her daily laboratory activities, which include inspecting the bees she has been keeping, harvesting vegetables, and observing other planets through a telescope at night. The next day, while Sam is attending lectures on beekeeping, she is interrupted by a beeping sound from her computer. Upon rushing to check the notification, she finds a message from Elon updating her on the progress of the New World expedition by the authorities at Io. He also informs her that they have discovered planets nearly identical to Earth. Sam also checks the departure time for the last Exodus shuttle from Earth, which is exactly 4 days away. As Sam reads the message, the computer screen unexpectedly shuts off just before she finishes reading it. A frustrated Sam then drives off in her vehicle. In the subsequent scene, Sam goes to a library to procure another part for the monitor. She discovers a book on mythology with a cover identical to a picture she has seen elsewhere. While at the library, Sam notices something unusual transpiring in the distance. She observes a massive storm approaching and quickly rushes back to her lab. Fortunately, she manages to reach a safe location. The next morning, as Sam is having her recurring dream of spending time on a beach, she suddenly awakens and worries about the bees and her lab due to the aftermath of the storm. She checks on them and is devastated by the loss of her bee colony. Frustrated, she writes to Elon, describing her current situation. She also mentions that even if she agrees to leave on the Exodus mission with her father, they would never make it in time with their limited oxygen supply. Following this, as Sam investigates the destruction caused by the giant storm, a helium balloon suddenly lands near her base. A man named Micah emerges from the balloon's cabin, requesting some water. Eventually, Sam offers him a mug of water. Micah is suspicious of the water's color, but Sam assures him that the cloudiness is due to the charcoal she used for filtering. It appears that Micah is there to meet Dr. Walden. Micah then insists that Sam take him to Dr. Walden's location, which Sam refuses, stating that Walden is somewhere in the mountains gathering information for his research. Micah then inquires about the whereabouts of everyone else. Sam responds that there is no one else left, but Micah insists on waiting. Sam then asks Micah if he's departing on the Exodus shuttle, judging by his balloon, which Micah confirms. Next, Sam shows Micah his lodging for the night while conversing about Dr. Walden. When Sam plays one of the recordings by Dr. Walden, Micah suspects that the doctor has been absent for more than 2 days. He also questions Sam's account of Dr. Walden's whereabouts. However, Sam dismisses Micah for the night and goes to sleep. The following morning, Sam wakes up to an unusual sound outside. Upon investigating, she finds Micah attempting to repair the windmill destroyed by the storm. Later, they engage in conversation, during which Sam asks Micah if he finds her relationship with Elon absurd. Micah asserts that it's human nature to deeply desire someone. Eventually, Sam reveals that Dr. Harry Walden is her father, much to Micah's surprise and amusement. Later, Sam gives Micah a tour. She showcases all of her and her father's efforts to produce food and restore the Earth's atmosphere to its natural state. Micah notices Sam's tattoos and inquires about them. When Sam explains her tattoos, she is then questioned about the scars on her ribcage, which Sam attributes to their research aimed at boosting immunity. Later that night, Sam and Micah watch a video of a pig named Lucy, which can roam freely in the toxic air without any respiratory support. Meanwhile, the video is interrupted by a clip of Dr. Walden being interviewed on a TV show. After this, Sam leaves the room and checks her email inbox, finding it empty. The next day, Micah breaks into Dr. Walden's bedroom, only to be confronted by Sam. Micah then asks Sam about her mother and how she died due to Dr. Walden's decision to remain on Earth. Sam is hurt by this revelation. Micah is also upset, so he breaks into Dr. Walden's office to uncover the truth, but is surprised to find that the office hasn't been used in a long time. Eventually, Sam discloses that her father has been deceased for a year and takes Micah to visit the doctor's grave. Upon learning the truth, Micah insists that Sam accompany him to board the Exodus shuttle to depart from Earth, to which Sam reluctantly agrees. Sam then inquires about their departure time, to which Micah responds, soon. Micah adds that they need to strategize their travel route since time is limited. Later, Micah measures the wind direction as part of their preparations. During the night, Sam checks her inbox again, only to find no messages from Elon. She also rummages through Micah's backpack out of curiosity about how he survived alone for so long while Micah tends to a fire in the field outside. She then writes a message to Elon detailing her current situation, her decision to board the Exodus shuttle, and her promise to reunite with Elon soon. She also expresses her desire to visit oceans if there are any on Centauri B, the new alternative to Earth. The following day, while Sam is extracting honey from the ruins of the bee colony, Micah lends a hand in transporting the hive. Meanwhile, when Micah inspects another hive, he's shocked to find something unusual. He rushes to Sam, informing her of his discovery, and they investigate the hive together, finding that one of the queens has survived the giant storm and toxic air. Later that night, as Sam watches some TV clips, she receives a notification on her computer. Finally, she has a message from Elon. He expresses his happiness that Sam has decided to board the Exodus shuttle for Io. He also reveals that he has been selected to join the first New World Expedition shuttle on a voyage to Centauri B, which will last 10 years. Sam is shattered to learn that Elon has chosen the voyage over her. Elon also informs her that this will be their last conversation, as the transmission channel will soon be cut. Distraught, Sam breaks down after reading the message. Meanwhile, Micah offers to prepare squash spaghetti for Sam. As Micah cooks dinner, Sam asks him about what Earth was like before the catastrophe. After dinner, Sam takes a shower while Micah reads his book. Following this, Sam writes to Elon, revealing that the decision to remain on Earth was hers alone, as her father was no longer alive. The next day, Micah learns through a radio broadcast about the change in the launch site for the last Exodus flight due to weather issues. He informs Sam, who in turn asks if this poses a problem. Micah, in anguish, exclaims that they don't have enough helium to reach the new launch site. He blames Sam's father for their predicament, citing Dr. Walden's insistence on remaining on Earth. Micah also holds Dr. Walden responsible for the deaths of many due to starvation. Upon hearing this, Sam tells Micah where they can acquire the helium they need, but she warns that they must stay overnight to collect it. Micah protests, stating that they don't have enough oxygen to remain in the contaminated zone for so long. Sam insists that they have no choice but to adapt or perish. Later, Sam broadcasts a message over the radio, urging all remaining people on Earth to leave the planet, as there is no hope left for survival. Afterward, Sam and Micah finalize their plan to collect the required helium for their journey. Just before embarking on their journey, Sam turns off the light in her enclave. After a short journey, they reach the location to collect the helium and stay the night as planned. The next morning, as they start filling the helium balloon, Sam plans to visit a specific location, leaving Micah to the task. Suddenly, as Sam departs, Micah's oxygen begins to run low, prompting him to search for her. After a brief search, he finds Sam gazing at ancient paintings. Micah hurriedly informs Sam that it's time to leave the planet, but she shocks him by declaring that she is not leaving with him. She shares with him her recurring dream. In a sudden turn of events, Sam reveals her intention to risk her life by removing her mask to test if she is immune to the toxic atmosphere. Micah tries to dissuade her, but Sam remains determined. She removes her mask and remains unharmed, indicating that her body has adapted to the new environment and is immune to the toxic atmosphere. In the final scene, Sam is standing on a foggy beach with Micah's child, living out the dream she had. Sam's voiceover of an email to Micah follows, encouraging him to bring people back to Earth, as they can survive as she and her son have done. She invokes recognition of her father, quoting T.S. Eliot about how we all come back to where we once started, and it's all new to us once again. Lastly, she expresses her hope for their eventual reunion, and with that, the movie ends. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.